Friends, how are you all? Today we will discuss about the chapter number 6, and the name of this chapter is circulatory system. Here in this circulatory system we will discuss about this circulatory system and its part, that is heart, blood and blood vessels, process of circulation in body, components of blood, that is plasma, after plasma, blood cells, RBC and WBC and platelets, types of blood groups, blood pressure, heartbeat and pulse, exercise, and good habits for healthy hearts. So let's start the chapter. At first, we know that all living things, either that are animals or plants, they need a transport system to supply them with food, water and oxygen, and to carry away the harmful waste material from their outside from their body. That means all the living organisms have a body part for the transport of the essential substances, and also for the transfer harmful substances outside from the body. Now, both animals and plants have their own transport system for transporting materials within their body. In most of animals, the blood that circulates in the body, it transport food, water and oxygen to the cells, and where they transports the water, oxygen to the cells in all parts of their body. The blood also transports the waste materials made in the body cells to different parts of the body for excretion or for removal. We will now describe the transport system by taking the example of human being. Here about the human being, how transport system occurs and how it works, about this we will study here. So here transport system in human beings. Here transport in human, that means human circulatory system. So the main transport system in human being is called blood circulatory system. It is commonly known as circulatory system. The human circulatory system consists of heart, blood vessels and blood. So which things are consist in human circulatory system? That is blood vessels, yes, then blood and heart. In the circulatory system, blood carries digested food, water and oxygen to all parts of the body. It also takes away the waste products like carbon dioxide made in the body cells. The heart acts as a pump to push out the blood. Now, the blood vessels, and what are the blood vessels? That are arteries, veins and capillaries. They act as a tube or pipes through which blood flows in the whole body. We will now describe all the parts of circulatory system. The first part of circulatory system is blood. So what is blood? Actually, blood is a red colored liquid which flows in the blood vessels and circulates in our body. Blood is red because of red pigment, that is called the hemoglobin. Why blood is red? Because it contains hemoglobin. Okay, blood contains 4 components, that are plasma, red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets. These red blood cells are called the RBC and white blood cells are called the WBC. Okay, now here in this figure you are seeing white blood cells, red blood cells, platelets and white blood cells. Okay, so this is white blood cell, platelets, red blood cells and plasma. The first thing is plasma. The blood consists maximum portion of plasma. The plasma is about 55% of the blood, and in plasma it is a yellow sticky liquid, and it consists 90 to 92% water and 8 to 10% of proteins and various salts. Plasma contains dissolved substance such as digested food and waste products. And what are the waste products? That are carbon dioxide and urea. So plasma contains dissolved substance, that is digested food and water. Now plasma carries water and dissolved substances such as digested food and waste products from one part to another part in the body. And red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets, they are immersed in the plasma. Okay, so first is red blood cells, it is also immersed in plasma. So red blood cells that are minute biconcave circular structure, they are red in color. And why they are red in color? Actually due to the presence of hemoglobin. They are red in colors. Now red blood cells are carriers of oxygen, and when this red blood cells carries the oxygen, actually there is hemoglobin in red blood cells, so when they carry the oxygen they form oxyhemoglobin and transport it from lungs to all parts of body, ultimately to all the cells. If there is a deficiency of hemoglobin, then there will be problem to combination of oxygen from hemoglobin, and then it become difficult to provide oxygen efficiently to all cells in the body. That means this hemoglobin is very necessary for what? For supply of oxygen. Now second is white blood cells. The white blood cells that are called the WBC. White blood cells are large, irregular or oval and colorless structure. So red blood cells were biconcave structure, and this is irregular or oval and colorless structure. They fight infections and protect us from diseases. This is because of blood. Yes, this is because white blood cells help to fight against germs which may enter our bodies and cause diseases. Some white blood cells can eat up the germs like bacteria which cause disease. So that means white blood cells protects us from diseases. Okay, so they forms an antibody. Which one is that? That is WBC. So white blood cells form the antibody against the bacteria which enter to our body. Okay, white blood cells are much smaller in number than red blood cells. So red blood cells are maximum in comparison to white blood cells. Now next is platelets. So platelets are colorless, spherical or irregular shaped blood cells. They are tiny fragments of special cells formed in the bone marrow. So where does this platelets formed? In the bone marrow. And platelets help in the clotting of blood in a cut or wound. If any person, suppose that any child is playing and he will injured and there will a cut and blood will start to flow, at that time this platelets acts as the clotting of the blood. It is used to clotting of the blood. Okay, so flowing of blood prevents due to the platelets. Okay, now next is the function of blood. What is the function of blood? So function of blood, it used to transport the things. So the function of blood, the blood is needed by all parts of our body because it performs the following important functions. Which important functions are that? Blood carries the digested food from the small intestine to all parts of the body, and blood carries water to all parts of the body. These are the function of blood. Okay, and this blood carries the water, and blood carries oxygen from the lungs to different part of the body. This blood carries the waste products and carbon dioxide from the body cells to the lungs for breathing out. Okay, now blood carries a waste products called urea, and which urea is formed to the liver, it supplies to the kidney. Okay, now for the excretion in urine, and this blood protects the body from diseases. This is because white blood cells are there, and that white blood cells helps to kill the bacteria and other germs which cause the diseases. Okay, now our next topic is blood groups. So blood groups, about the blood groups, what is blood group? Actually there are 4 blood groups in human beings: A, B, AB and O. So AB blood group that have A antigen and antibody B, and B blood group contains antigen B and antibody A. AB blood group, it contains A and B both antigen and no antibody, but in blood group O, it contains neither A nor B as antigen but has both antibodies. This is the reason, that's why blood O group is called the universal donor, because it can donate to any blood group. Okay, now next is the blood group AB. The blood group AB is called the universal recipient. Which blood group is called the universal recipient? That is blood group AB. Which blood group is called the universal recipient? AB blood group is called the universal recipient. Okay, because it can accept all the blood groups. Okay, now next is blood vessels. So about blood vessels we will talk in our next session. So it is enough for today. That's all. Thank you.